What's up YouTube? It is Melody back with Melody Loves Death Metal, and I'm going to do an actual collection update today, and it's going to be all vinyl, which I have not done that in a really long time. So I recently talked on Instagram with a couple of people, just made a story, and then have been talking back and forth with tons of people in the chat. I recently said I'm stopped buying vinyl for a while. We're gonna try to buy a house, move, do all that stuff. So, and vinyl is an expense that can get really expensive, especially when you buy a lot like I have been. So I pretty much stopped doing that. The rule was if there's a crazy pre-order that comes up for something that I've been waiting on for a long time, that makes the exception. Or if for whatever reason a repress happens of something that I've been wanting for a long time. Those are like the rules, and that hasn't happened yet since I decided on this. I also am selling a bunch of my vinyl that I currently own on my distro. I think there's about 50 albums up right now, just to kind of have a nice little cash fund off to the side, save money, and it's mostly doubles and stuff like that I have in my collection because I buy a lot of formats and other formats. So I am back on the tape buying grind. It's such a cheaper option, and as long as I have the physical format, as long as I'm still supporting these bands, like that's all that matters. Doesn't matter the format in general. So anyway, a lot of these vinyl are pre-orders that have just been creeping in that I did the last several months, and so then the vinyl updates will probably just stop after a while because again I haven't been buying them like at all. So we'll go ahead and get started. The first one I actually owned on CD. I showed this on a previous video a while back of like 4 of my current favorite albums. Some of the ones that I think are going to be my favorite albums of the year. And this still, to this day, is one of those. It came out on Relapse Records. And after I fell in love with the album, with the CD, I snagged the vinyl right before I decided I'm going to stop buying vinyl. So this is my exception. I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to sell it. But I'll probably give the CD away to somebody. So this is the new Absent in Body, Plague God. So yeah, you guys already know, I've already talked about this, about how amazing this album is. I absolutely love this album. It's very different. This is, I think it's Igor Cavalera's second band or third or whatever, how many bands. Amun-Ra, Neurosis, and Sepultura, there are members in there. Sorry, of course my phone is now dinging when I start recording a damn video. But yeah, this is, I just copped this. It was like 20 bucks. I don't know what version it is. It just says, you know, the hype sticker just says like the color. It doesn't say of what, and it's just a red trans vinyl, which is cool looking. I love red vinyl, as I've stated previously in other videos. Printed inner sleeve with some pictures, gory looking pictures, and then it is a gatefold, which I was surprised to see that, and it has the Absent in Body like logo on the middle. So this music is incredible. It's just very different. It's not your straight as Ben Brainsmasher says, lunchbox death metal. It's got elements of a little bit of industrial in there, and there's all that other stuff. There's a bunch of stuff. It's a smorgasbord of different types of metal genres in one, but it is definitely a lot of like death doomy elements as well. Some noise involved. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot. So like I said, this is probably going to be one of my favorite records this year. I still listen to it all the time. I absolutely love this album. And I'm excited that they're a band now. I'm excited to see where they go from here, because it might be hard to top this one. I think this is a pretty stellar first album that they've released. But yeah, on Relapse Records, I'm pretty sure this is like the one color that's been pressed like thousands and thousands, and you can get it pretty much anywhere. So check it out. I really absolutely love this album. Again, this is probably one of my like top 5s. So on that same note, I also ordered these when they were announced right before I decided to stop buying vinyl. So there's 3 from the same band that I'm about to show, but one of them is from another label. But these 2 are off on Relapse. Long story short, this band has some highs and lows with me. I've either really absolutely loved them, or I've just been like, I can't listen to this. I'm not in the mood for it. Lately, it's been pretty much a lot of the only things I've been listening to. These 3 records in particular have been the ones I've been spinning the most. Relapse announced that they repressed 2 of the albums, and I was like, well, I'm grabbing them. And then, of course, decided to stop buying vinyl after it, but my rule was I'm going to still keep them because I got them. I'm not going to sell them because I've been wanting them for a while on vinyl. So this is pretty much, again, like I said, a band that's been really up and down for me. I've either really loved their music or just not been in the mood. Lately, I've been super in the mood. I just found like a whole new perspective for this band and just absolutely love this music now, and I'm just eating it up as much as I possibly can. So, and of course I'm talking about Primitive Man. So Primitive Man is from Colorado. They're like a sludgy doom metal, noise metal band, death metal, all of that in one. And Relapse repressed their 2 records. So this was their newest one, Immersion, that came out, and was this in 2019? I have my computer open, so let me see. 2020. So this came out in 2020, and I actually did own this on a vinyl previously. It was just a plain black vinyl, and at the time I just wasn't fully sold on them yet, and so I ended up selling it off, or I mean either sell it or traded it. And then of course now we're going 2 years, almost 3 years later, and I'm listening to them. I'm like, I really really love this music. So this is the, like I said, the Relapse repressing that they just put out, and here's the back. Fantastic. Absolutely love this album, but I really like their new EP too, that just came out this year. That's just been on repeat lately. So if it was a full-length album, that would definitely go in my top albums of the year. So it's this like clear black splatter with the black blob, which I thought looked awesome. The version that I had previously was just plain black. I think it was silk screened on one side, and I think maybe I'm thinking of something else, and that might have been a different one. And it does come with this gatefold inner sheet of freaky images and then lyrics. So yeah, so this came out in 2020. So if you're looking for these, I'm pretty sure they're still available. They pressed a lot of them. As far as I know, this is the only color that they pressed. I can't remember, but again, as soon as they announced these, I snagged them. They came in, and I've been listening to them like crazy. So this one was limited to 500 copies, it says, so maybe it is sold out. I don't know. You'll have to go see. And then the next one, this I was really excited that they repressed, because this is the one that was actually pretty hard to find. It was just selling for stupid prices on Discogs. And so when I saw, this was actually what sold me to buy these represses. I wasn't even going to get Immersion, but I was like, well, I'll throw it in there because, $20, it's pretty cheap for vinyl. Scorn. Fucking incredible. Scorn is their first full length. It came out in 2013. This album, I absolutely love this album. Now that I'm just into this band, this is the one that I've been spinning the most. So again, this is the one that's been selling for stupid prices on Discogs. So it was awesome to see that they finally repressed these. So just a simple jacket and then a printed inner sheet of some liner notes and lyrics. Again, I don't know like a whole lot of background on this band. I know some of my friends are really into them and they just know a ton about them, and admittedly they're the reason why I got really back into them again, because we have like a metal chat on Instagram. They just talk about it all the time, so I finally like sat down and listened to it. This is clear with like black, white, and brown splatter, which I thought looked pretty cool. Sounds fantastic. This is probably my favorite full length that they put out. They have 2 other ones, like I said, Immersion and Caustic. Caustic is the one that I'm still on the hunt for. I don't know if they've repressed that recently, but I think that one is also a little bit harder to find. So yeah, that is my like one exception to my rules. If they do end up repressing this, or if I'm able to find like a really cheap copy for like 25 bucks, I'm gonna snag it. But I don't think that's possible for Caustic. Again, this stuff sells out and it's hard to find afterwards, and they don't repress them a whole lot. So, but yeah, Scorn was also available. So if you're looking for this, snag it. Amazing album. I love that album. And then finally, on Closed Casket Activities, Primitive Man did like a surprise. We're releasing an EP this year on Closed Casket Activities, which Closed Casket does that a lot. Like Gate Creeper did it. The Acacia Strain did it. So I noticed like it's like a transitional label. So my guess is Primitive Man maybe it's not on Relapse anymore. I don't know. They haven't like announced it or anything. I haven't seen anything. That's just a speculation because Gate Creeper did the same thing. But yeah, this is the new EP that came out. What is it called again? Insurmountable. cool obi strip. Closed Casket Activities is one of my favorite labels. I'm actually probably going to do a video because I think I have almost every single vinyl release that they've done in the last like 2 years, including all the hardcore and stuff like that they've released, and the power violence and all that stuff. But this came out, and if this was considered a full-length album, a top album, or whatever, this would probably be my number one right now. No joke. I listen to this so much. I think it's fantastic. It's just, maybe it's just hitting the right mood for me lately. But I absolutely love this album. So it's on this really nice, glossy, thick cardstock gatefold jacket, which again, Closed Casket does really, really high quality pressings. I've always really enjoyed what they've done. It has this obi strip on it. Mine, unfortunately, is teared, so it might come off, but I'm trying to keep it on and not lose it. So there you go. It's a gatefold, and then that's the other side. And then the copy that I got, I believe, is the one that's like the most pressed copy. I think the ones that you can find in record stores as well, because I didn't buy this as soon as it came out, so I missed out on some of the first pressings, the first color pressings, like the ones that were like limited to 100 and stuff like that. So I think this is the one that they pressed the most, but clear, black, white, and yellow splatter. So again, this is really good EP. If it was considered a full length, this is probably one of my favorite albums of the year. I'm still probably going to talk about it on year-end lists for sure. I generally, rule of thumb is like I don't include the EPs and demos and stuff like that because there's just so many of them that come out. But whatever. Anyway, we're in July now, so we're halfway through the year, and I'm probably going to do like what my favorite albums and stuff are so far this year. I'll probably record that sometime next week, and just this is going to go on there because it needs to be mentioned. So there is a printed gatefold sleeve of just some scary imagery. That's about it, and then some scatter similar to Immersion. So yeah, but it's a really nice vinyl pressing, and I know that these are in record stores. So if you have a local record shop, take a look, because I know that a lot of local shops got them. Come on, go in there. No, all right. Well, I hate when gatefolds do that. So yeah, I love this album. So good. And again, it was like one of those surprise things. You are just going to be an asshole right now and not let me receive you on camera, are you? Okay, well, you're going to go off to the side here, and I will do that when I'm done. So that's the Primitive Man, and then Absent and Body, the recent stuff that I got from Relapse. So next is another Relapse one that I just now realized that this video is pretty much all Relapse, with the exception of my last two. And this is total fear of missing out, FOMO moment for me. The group chat that I'm in with all of my friends on Instagram, they were talking about this release a couple weeks ago. So it just came out like a week or 2 weeks ago, and they're like, "Oh, this album's great. This album's great. This album's great." It became a joke because of the name of the band, and like we're talking about it. And so I finally sat down and listened to it while I was in Maine, and I loved it. And I had a gift card because my birthday was here. So you know what? I'll just cop this off of Amazon, gift card. I'm actually spending money on it, and I got it. So this is Candy, Heaven Is Here. I don't know shit about this band. I don't know how long they've been around. I have no idea if they have any other albums out. I tried to look online. They don't have like a metal archives thing to look into that stuff. I just was reading like reviews to see if maybe like the reviewer will talk about this band, but they did not. So I don't know if there's any members of this band and other bands or whatever else. I don't know. But for the mood that I've been in lately, which has been listening to a lot of hardcore punk, grindcore, all of that stuff, this pretty much just really hit it for me. Probably going to be a top contender in my records as well. It got me as soon as I listened to it. It is a mix of hardcore punk, some industrial sounding, some stuff that reminds me of Full of Hell. There's some noise on here. Again, it's a smorgasbord of metal genres in one. So if you're into that kind of stuff, you're probably going to really, really like this album. That's all I know. I don't know anything else about it. I try to look into those bands and into that stuff before I record these videos and talk a little bit about it, but wasn't a whole lot there, and I just stopped trying to look. So this album is interesting because it comes with some stuff that I wasn't expecting. I was kind of just a little bit obnoxious with how it deals with the gatefold and stuff, but This poster is obnoxiously big. It is the album cover. I'm not even gonna unfold it. It's so big, and then when I unfold it, it like the creases go away, and it's a pain in the ass to fold back in. But yeah, comes with an obnoxiously big album cover poster, and then this, which I thought was interesting. You don't really get this, but like a sheet of stickers, which I'm probably not going to put anywhere, just because heaven is here. I feel like if I splatter that on my MacBook or my car, people are just going to assume that I'm like some hardcore Christian, which I am not by any means, I'm very anti-religion in general, so I just don't want people to think that I'm some nutty Christian. So anyway, just want a little tangent there. But yeah, it comes with stickers. I don't know. I mean, cool. Some people might think that's cool. The gatefold is actually pretty cool. I really like this. How it's just repeat print. I think it looks cool. It's basically the lyrics that are printed in here. So yeah, kind of a pain in the ass to read the lyrics, but still I think it looks cool in terms of like that graphic design part of it. But again, the internet is a thing, and if you really are butthurt on not being able to read lyrics, like just pull them up online. I'm sure they're up there somewhere. I'm sure they've been posted somewhere. Or you can actually submit them too if you want to try and decipher that. And then I got the like creamy clear with this purple and yellow splatter. I don't even know what variant this is. Since I got it on Amazon, it's the one that's been pressed like 1,000 to 1,500 or something like that. The ones that are super easy to get and they don't sell out quick. There was a version that I really liked that I thought was cool looking, but it's sold out pretty quick. It says, oh, this is actually limited to 500 copies. Well, good job, Amazon, grabbing that. Clear with Smoke and Splatter is what it's called. I don't know. It's a good album. Again, I don't know anything about the band, so if you're watching this and you do know more, or if you're in the band, feel free to pop a little bio in the comments, so that way the next time I talk about you, because I'm probably going to go look and see what other albums you have out there, I can be a little bit more knowledgeable. So this is really good. Check it out if you're into that, like hardcore, full of hell style of music. You'll really like that with a little bit of industrial thrown in there. It's very good. It's different. It's different than the normal like lunchbox death metal, which Ben, I am taking that term because I thought it was great that you said that. And yeah, it's just different. So speaking of lunchbox death metal, these next two are death metal. So you're like, finally, death metal. Maggot Stomp releases Closed Casket Activities. So if you did not know, Closed Casket Activities is now like the main provider for Maggot Stomp releases. They're going to handle all the shipping and the ordering, which is fantastic because, as you know, if you order something from Maggot Stomp, it's like a two-man operation. They would just get so many orders and overloaded, and it would just take months for them to send it out to you. They were only exclusively on Bandcamp, so their fees were getting taken out. They were just getting screwed by that stuff. So it was cool that they finally, they found Closed Casket in their like fully, hello there. Sorry, my freaking phone's texting again. So like again, they collaborated, and the main store is now on Closed Casket. It includes t-shirts and shorts and flags, tapes, CDs, vinyl. With that announcement that happened this week, they also repressed a ton of vinyl for like Tribal Gaze. I think Sarcophagus got a repress, like tons of represses, and that included 200 Stab Wounds. But before this happened, they also released like a special limited to 100 copies Closed Casket Activities edition of 200 Stab Wounds Slave to the Scalpel. This was about almost a month ago now. It sold out like within like the first 40 minutes or something crazy like that, and people were like, well, fuck. And then Maggot Stomp was like, don't worry, there's more that are coming. And then sure enough, this week there's been several. So if you're looking for this album, go to the Closed Casket Activities, you can find it. But I did snag the Closed Casket Activities, the first round edition of 200 Stab Wounds Slave to the Scalpel. But there are other versions out there now. In fact, I really enjoyed the other color versions better, but whatever. I just got it on physical format. So 200 Stab Wounds, Cleveland, Ohio death metal band. Was it Chris Barnes that recently talked about how he didn't understand his guys, thought they were overrated, and then blamed them for trying to cancel him? I don't know, some stupid shit that Chris Barnes was just smoking too much pot that day and decided, or whatever he smokes, and just was causing shit on Twitter. I feel like this band is very divisive in the metal scene, which is stupid. People absolutely either love them and they just have a hardcore fan base that just come and defend them, which rightfully so, or they have people that just think that they suck and they shit on them for no reason. I don't quite get it at all, because I think that they're fantastic. I love this album. This came out last year. I thought it was a great debut album for this band. Really enjoyed it. There's great riffs on here. Musically, it's fun. It's a fun death metal record, and I just don't understand the hate that this band gets. So I was really pumped that this got pressed on vinyl, and I snagged it. Like I said, I do own the CD and a tape too, but I'm going to sell those off or give those off to people now that I have it on vinyl. So really, really nice edition. So this is pretty much like a teaser, I think, that it was coming, like before they announced the initial Maggots Down partnership with Closed Cascade. So this is, like I said, limited to 100 copies. It was like this white and gray merge. But there's a couple other variants on now. Like there's a black and red one that looks really sleek. I think was there a yellow one or something like that? All colors that really match the album cover really well. Comes with a printed inner sheet of lyrics and then pictures of the band. And yeah. So been spinning this a lot since I got it. I came back from Maine and it was in my P.O. box. So ever since that I've been spinning it. I really, really like this album. Check it out. I mean, give it a chance. If you don't like it, cool, just move on. But I just don't understand the hate that this band gets. I mean, at all. At all. I don't know. Just, their success, they found success, and so people hate on success. It's like their favorite thing to do. So, there was that one, and then another one that was a Maggot Stomp release / Closed Casket Activities release. So again, these like two were pretty much like teasing that collaboration that was coming. Gonna butcher the name. So don't hate me. I'm assuming this is how you say it, is Zous. It's Z-O-U-S. It's not Zeus. Zous, maybe Zos. I don't know. This is the EP No Ground to Give. There is a tape version of this as well. I listened to this. I really loved it. And then when they saw they were releasing it on vinyl, I just got it because I thought it was great. One-man death metal machine. So like I saw, his name is Taylor. He's also in Twitching Tongues. And it looks like he plays for Apparition Live and a couple of other. He used to be in Nails. That's what it was. He's an ex-member of Nails and Cruelty. So there's that hardcoreness in here. But this is straight up strictly death metal. I think I got a sticker that says strictly death metal too. Very good death metal EP. So if you're looking for some really good lunchbox death metal with some riffs and just goodness, check this out. I don't think it's sold out yet. Closed Casket Activities, and then there's also a tape, and I think there might be a CD version of it as well. Like I said, the one man, his name is Taylor, and he was in Nails. Like that's how I knew who was Nails. Is one of my all-time favorite bands. So printed inner sheet of lyrics, and then a picture of him right there. My camera's doing a flickering. Hopefully that's not in the recording. Really nice jacket, like the thick cardstock jacket with this really glossiness. And then I got, I don't know if it is the only color, I can't remember, but it's like this like mossy green. Yeah, I'm not gonna take it out. Just plain color. So that is it. That is my vinyl collection update. I feel like I haven't done these in a really long time. Check out, I'm pretty sure like the only thing that's sold out from what I showed you is that version of the 200 stab wounds, but there are other versions out there now. Man, I am having a really hard time sleeping today. But so check this out. This is a really good EP. And there is, I think he has a demo out before this too, which is what I was familiar with. Yeah. Pandemonicon, I don't know, it's a demo that came out like 2 years ago. So, but yeah, really good. You can listen to it on Bandcamp. I'm pretty sure you can order on Bandcamp. I don't know is Maggot Stomp still on Bandcamp now? Did they completely remove all their stuff? I don't know, but it's streaming too. You can listen to it. Check it out. Really good. That's all I have today, guys. Gonna do like my mid-year favorite albums list next week. I'll include black metal with that. I'll do just all one big one. Black Metal Monday, I'm hoping I can record on Monday. I now have family visiting me in Florida for the rest of the week, so there will be no more videos for the rest of the week. My sister's here with my nephews, so just a crazy last 2 weeks. But happy to be back. Let me know if you've listened to any of these releases, and I'll see you in the next one.